My name is Donovan Hinton. I'm the Cadet Regimental Commander for Cadet Basic Training this year. And my responsibility is to facilitate the learning and the growth for not only the new incoming new cadets, but also the cadet cadre as well. It can be thought of as, I would say, two categories. You have the cadet leadership, who are trying to learn, refine their leadership styles and techniques, but then the incoming new cadets as well. And their job is to understand what teamwork means and aspire to understand what the profession they're entering is.
What kind of advice are you going to give to the new cadets as a senior to them, and just what sorts of things do they need to know entering the academy?
It's a good question, sir. If I was to give one piece of advice, I would say it's to have a growth mindset. You will have many challenges that come your way at the academy, but it's okay to fail. The main thing to understand is whether it's academic, physical, military, or social, to have the idea that you want to be better than when you started yesterday. But also to have the idea that it should be fun, because competition, it's there and it's very prevalent. But when you're trying to influence others to do the same as you, that's what's going to inspire you to stay along the way.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Cadet Hinton, maybe you could describe the preparation that you and your leadership team go through to prepare for our day.
Yes, sir. So to think about our day is divided into four phases. You have the planning, the reception, the execution, and then the in-processing of the cadets as they get into their companies. And it's a 2-week process. You have the cadet leadership show up earlier, and we go through and setting up all the protocols, procedures necessary to make sure that we're inspiring the idea to serve the way we want them to. So understanding that what is character commitment, having those conversations with us as leadership, and refining what does it mean and what duty, honor, country really means, because it's here that they're going to get the foundational military experiences and competencies that's going to build them to becoming future leaders of character.
Yes. Um, tell us why you wanted to become a West Point cadet.
Yes, sir. So when deciding to become a West Point cadet, I knew I wanted to become a leader. At first, I was exposed to the ROTC process. That's what my brother did. But when I had the opportunity to visit West Point and see everything I had to offer, I got to see the opportunities, whether it was the people, the leadership, the experience of many of the officers here. And I knew when I was at the academy and I got to shadow one of the cadets, he was a plebe at the time, and see everything that institution had to offer, I knew if I was going to do this leadership experience, why not be here? Because at the academy, you can be thoroughly immersed in the experience and what it means to become a leader of character, sir.
How do you feel like, I'm Jorge with the Point of View newspaper. How do you feel like your leadership role has improved your leadership qualities since you started out with cadet CST training?
Yes, sir. So one of the main things I've learned is you can't do everything yourself. The Army is a team organization, and it's understanding that people must work together to achieve everything. We like to come in with ideas like, hey, I'm very experienced, like I could do things on my own, but we have to lean on one another to be successful. And in this position as the regimental commander, I've had the opportunity to provide purpose, direction, and motivation on a larger span that I've ever had the opportunity to do so before. And communicating with the company commanders, the squad leaders, just going in the classroom to see what everyone's thoughts are, that's what's given me the opportunity and ability to frame things in a better perspective and ensure that I'm making the right decisions for everyone.
What do you remember about your R Day and something that might have stood out to you in particular?
Yes, ma'am. So I think the thing that stuck out the most to me about my R Day experience was going through the cadet in the red sash. It was a very heartfelt experience because I wasn't necessarily in the right state of mind to when I was reporting to the cadet in the red sash. I got there was this board, and there was a script I had to memorize, but I didn't even recognize I had to memorize the script on the board. And the cadet in the red sash, he said, "About face," within like 10 or so seconds, and I went to the cadet in the red sash, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do, but it was okay. About the sixth or so time, I finally got it right, and I was honestly more relieved than happy about the experience. But looking at it now, I see that it's okay to fail. That's what the academy is trying to get every cadet to understand, and it's through that positive reflection and understanding where that failure lies that we're able to improve and move on to become better leaders. A little bit different from this year that varies from previous cadet basic training is now the squad leaders will actually be there with the new cadets to validate and instruct them the proper procedure on reporting to the cadet in the red sash. while it's still high stress and we still have individuals who don't complete on the first time goes, it really emphasizes that idea of leadership through followership. And having those squad leaders there lets them know that they're invested in the development of their subordinates to become leaders of character, strongly committed to duty, honor, country.
Where do you see yourself, say, 5 years from now?
5 years from now, sir, I see myself as an infantry officer leading in that capacity. Um, when thinking about my previous background, I'm a kinesiology major here, sir, and I've always loved doing things outside with the body and staying active. And by being able to meet multiple mentors and leaders at the academy, I've had the opportunity to see that I can serve in the best capacity as that. So whether I'm a lieutenant at the time, whatever job it is, I'm looking forward to see wherever it may take me.
Cadet, tell us a little bit about what the next 2 months will be like for these new cadets, the training steps that they'll undertake to complete their basic training.
Yes, sir. So cadet basic training, it's a demanding 6-week training progression of many things from basic rifle marksmanship, land navigation, understanding fundamental drill and ceremony. And from CBT1 to CBT2, that's where you get to cross that gap and boundary. But in general, where we get to train, instruct, inspire, and transition civilians along with prior service military personnel to becoming cadets and future members of the Corps.
Oh, sure. Is there anything that you wish an upperclassman had done for you when you were a pleb that maybe you can facilitate for one of these new cadets?
Yes, for an upperclassman to do something for a plebe, I wish I would have someone there to tell me that you're capable of more than you think you can. A lot of the times we can get knocked down and think one or so failures define who we are, but just by having that one mentor or that figure to be there for you and say, this isn't it, right? It's like it's okay. You can fail, and you could reflect on what it looks like and see that by moving on forward and listening to see where you want to go and what's your why and what inspired you to come to the academy in the first place, that you can continue on to improve and become better every day.
Thank you.
Yes, that's a wrap.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See ya. Okay.
You're good. Awesome job. So, you know, I mean, I think
I'm not going to want to hear my voice.
that's okay.